In this video, I'm going to show you how you can place pictures that we've edited in Photoshop into InDesign. So the first thing I want to show you is just something about how the pictures work in InDesign. So what we're looking at here is one of the pictures I took, um, and I have edited already. It's been straightened, and I took the color out using an adjustment layer. And I just want to show you. It looks like what we have here is just a picture, but what we have here is a picture that's sitting inside what's called a bounding box. So we have this outer box, and if I click on this circle thing, we have something that's like the inner box. The inner box is the picture itself, and the outer box is what's visible to us. I want you to notice that the picture is on the red layer marked pictures. So what do I mean by that is if I resize this box, right? Even hitting shift because shift constrains the proportions, what I'm really going to be doing is just changing what's visible, right? So what it's a little bit like cropping. So what I've just done is I have resized the outer box that shows what we can see, and now that I'm holding it down, the faded grayish, lighter gray is what is the picture entirely. So let's say I only wanted to show this part of the picture. I can just resize the bounding box and then have it be shown. And if we click on the inside, then we see the picture itself. I'm going to double click the corner, and that should snap this back to the right size. Great. Now, if I want to resize the picture, like the whole picture, including the bounding box, what I would do is I would hit the modifier Command or Control if you're using a PC and Shift at the same time, and then you can pull it and they'll go together. So now we can resize the whole picture so it can be so that way we can make the whole picture bigger, the whole picture smaller. So this is useful because now we can use pictures. We can show only what we want of the picture. So I think that's a pretty good thing about the bounding box. And it's important to understand so that way you don't get frustrated and try to resize it without understanding what's happening. If you want to resize just the picture and not the bounding box, you can click this inside circle, or you can use the direct selection tool, and that will let you select the picture, and then hitting shift, you can resize the picture itself, which will zoom it in or zoom it out depending on what you do. So now what we have here is that the bounding box is bigger than the picture itself. We can move this. I don't think it's a good practice to have your bounding box be bigger than your picture. What I did was I double clicked the corner and it snaps the picture back to the bounding box to the size of the picture. When I wanted to place this in my book, what I did was I made it really big so that way it would cover more than one page. I had it go to the second page. Right now I just moved it. Let's see. Now I want to resize it. I'm going to get what's called guides. I'll make a video on this. But I'm just going to create guides so I can have a better understanding of the page. So this just said that this is half the page. So now I'm just going to make it like that. And then if I hit the letter W, I can go to preview mode. I'm lowering this picture because I don't really want the pillow in it. What I want to emphasize is the books itself. There we go. And I think I like how the lamp looks, so I want to keep some of the lamp in there. But I want to maximize the books. And that's how we move pictures around or resize the pictures in InDesign. Let's talk about placing them. So how did I get the picture here in the first place? So there's two ways to do it. First, we can go to File, and we can find Place, which is right here. The shortcut is Command or Control D. Right now I can just click Place. it will get me to Finder or wherever you find pictures in a PC if you have one, and then we can just pick a picture. I'm going to choose this one that I marked as end alternate, and I'm going to place it. What we get here is a thumbnail of the picture, and now I can just drop it by clicking in InDesign, and it drops the picture. It drops the picture on layer 2 because I had layer 2 selected, but whatever layer you have selected when you hit Command D is the one that it will be dropped onto. I want you to notice how this is a huge picture. If I go to Command minus minus, this whole red box is the picture. So we're going to need to resize this. So I'm hitting Command and Shift at the same time, and I'm resizing it from the corner. Okay, and now I'm just going to do that again, except that I think that this is actually kind of the size that I want it at. Maybe I even want it bigger, so that way it covers the entire page. Maybe even bigger. Okay, and then if I hit W, we can go to preview mode. So I like this. What I don't like about this picture right now is that while this keyring is straight, or straight enough, this right here, this line is crooked and it's kind of noticeable to me. So we can deal with that by fixing it in Photoshop or by rotating it here. Before I get to that, I just want to show you the other way that you can get a picture in. So the first way being you find place in file or you hit Command or Control D. The second way is to just find the picture in Finder or in your My Computer if you're using a PC, and you can just drag the picture straight from here into InDesign, and then you'd have to click InDesign, and then you get that thumbnail and you just click, and then it drops the picture in. You have to zoom out quite a lot so you can get the picture. And then you want to I just rotated the picture. You want to resize it, so that way it fits in the space. Okay. So I'm noticing that both of these pictures are crooked. The way that we can deal with that is either by rotating the picture in InDesign, or we can use the links panel, which I'm going to talk about in a second, to go to Photoshop and edit the picture directly there. And then the changes should be reflected in InDesign. So I'm just going to do the rotating thing first. So I'm clicking this circle, which lets me select the actual picture, not the bounding box. And now I'm going to rotate the picture a little bit. There we go. And I think that looks better to me. Now if I hit W, we can really see how it looks. Great. So I think that looks better. And we can move the picture over. The other way that we can edit a picture in InDesign is by going, so if you see here, messy couch, right? It's on page 2. There are these links because this picture exists in Photoshop. So I can hit this pencil, which lets us edit the original, which opens the picture in Photoshop. And then I can go to the crop tool, which is already selected. I can go to the straighten tool. I can find a line that I want to be straight. I'm going to just do this one right here. And then I'm just going to straighten it. Okay, so I can hit check. Now if I hit save, Command S, now I go back to InDesign. So this picture just updated, which is exactly what we wanted. Because now it's straight in now that it's straight in Photoshop, it's also straight in InDesign. And that's how we place pictures and resize pictures in InDesign.